Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're exploring the backwards writing technique to help you create more cohesive plots and reduce those dreaded mid-draft roadblocks. First off, what is the backwards writing technique? The backwards writing technique is essentially reverse engineering your story. Instead of starting at the beginning and writing forward, you begin with your ending and work your way back to the beginning. This means determining your story's conclusion, the final emotional beat, the resolution of conflicts, and where your characters end up, then plotting backwards to figure out how they got there. This isn't about writing the actual story backwards, but rather planning your narrative structure from end to beginning. Think of it as plotting your story's journey by first knowing the destination, then mapping the route that leads there. So why is writing backwards a useful technique for writers? Well, our brains naturally seek coherence and connections. When you know where your story ends, every plot point, character decision, and story element can be purposefully designed to lead to that conclusion. This creates a stronger narrative causality, where every scene has a clear purpose. Traditional forward planning often leads to what we call narrative drift, where writers discover interesting tangents and follow them, sometimes losing sight of the story's destination. Backwards planning anchors your creative decisions to a fixed point. Additionally, knowing your ending helps eliminate plot holes. You can ensure all storylines are properly resolved because you've already determined the conclusion each must reach. For character development, backwards planning ensures authentic character arcs. You know who your characters become, so you can strategically place transformative moments that believably lead to their final state. Now let's look at how to use this technique in your story planning. Step 1. Define your ending in detail. Write down the exact final scene, emotional resolution, and state of your main characters. Be specific about what truths they've learned, what's changed in their world, and how conflicts are resolved. Step 2. Identify the climactic moment. This is the major turning point just before your ending, the big confrontation, revelation, or decision that makes your ending possible. Step 3. Determine key transformation points. Working backwards from your climax, identify 3 to 5 crucial moments that must happen for your character to believably reach the climax. These are your main plot points. Step 4. Map the causes and effects. For each plot point, ask yourself, what had to happen before this to make this possible? This creates a chain of causality leading back to your story's beginning. Step 5. Create your opening scenario. Design your starting point as the perfect setup for your chain of events, the situation that naturally leads to your first plot point. Step 6. Fill in the connecting tissue. Once your main structure is in place, develop the scenes that connect your major plot points, keeping the cause and effect relationship strong. Now let's apply this technique to a simple story about Elowin, a reluctant young mage who ultimately defeats an ancient curse that has been slowly turning her realm into stone. Step 1. Define the ending. Elowin stands atop the crystal spire, channeling her newly mastered wild magic to reverse the petrification curse. The ancient runes on her skin glow as she sacrifices her connection to traditional magic to save the realm. The stone retreats, life returns to the valley, and Elowin is recognized not as an outcast but as the realm's savior, proof that true power comes from embracing one's unique gifts rather than following rigid traditions. Step 2. Identify the climactic moment. Elowin discovers that the Archmage's orthodox spellcraft actually strengthens the curse rather than fighting it. She must decide whether to defy the Magisterium by using forbidden wild magic, risking execution as a heretic, or continue with approved methods that are secretly making things worse. Step 3. Determine key transformation points. Working backwards, we have come up with the following points. Elowin unlocks the secret of wild magic by communing with the forest spirits her people have long ignored. Elowin discovers her family's hidden connection to the original curse casters. Elowin is cast out from the Magisterium when her uncontrollable wild magic disrupts an important ritual. Elowin reluctantly accepts an apprenticeship with the Archmages, hoping to control her flawed magical abilities. Step 4. Map causes and effects. Before Elowin could commune with the forest spirits, she had to be cast out from the magisterium and venture into the forbidden wilderness. Before being cast out, her wild magic had to manifest in a way that threatened the Archmage's authority. Before her magic manifested disruptively, she had to suppress her natural abilities to fit the magisterium's rigid structure. Before suppressing her abilities, she had to believe something was wrong with her magic. Step 5. Create the opening scenario. Elowyn lives in a small village at the edge of the slowly advancing stone curse. Unlike other magic users who draw power from ancient tomes and crystallized mana, Elowyn's magic responds to emotions and nature, considered dangerous and primitive by the realm's magical authorities. When her village is next in line for petrification, she's identified as magically gifted and summoned to the capital to train with the archmages who promise to fix her wild magic and teach her to help fight the curse properly. With this structure in place, we can now write the story from beginning to end, knowing each plot point serves the greater narrative. The character's journey from self-doubt to self-acceptance parallels her magical journey from rigid spellcraft to embracing her wild magic, all building logically toward our conclusion where her once-rejected abilities become the realm's salvation. Here are some additional tips and variations to help you use the backwards writing technique. Tip 1. Try a character-focused variation. Start by defining who your character becomes, then work backwards to determine what experiences would transform them from their starting state. Tip 2. The mystery writer's approach. If you're writing a mystery, first decide on the solution, criminal, and method, then work backwards to plant clues and red herrings. Tip 3. The landmark method. Instead of plotting every detail, establish 5 to 7 landmark scenes that must happen, then allow yourself creative freedom in connecting them during the writing process. Tip 4. The mini backwards planning. Struggling with a specific section? Apply backwards planning just to that troublesome chapter or sequence to clarify its purpose. And finally, Tip 5. Consider endpoint flexibility. While you're planning backwards, remain open to adjusting your ending if a better conclusion emerges during the process. Your initial ending is a guidepost, not a prison. Remember, the backwards writing technique isn't about restricting creativity, it's about giving it direction. Like a skilled archer, knowing your target helps you aim your creative energy with precision. Your stories will feel more intentional, your character arcs more satisfying, and your themes more resonant when each element is purposefully designed to reach a meaningful conclusion. Whether you're struggling with writer's block or looking to strengthen your plotting skills, try working backwards on your next project. You might find that knowing the destination makes the journey not just easier, but more enjoyable too. That's all from us today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more lessons and ideas. See you next time.